This episode is brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration, a proud supporter of the Inside Running podcast. It keeps us fueled on our long runs and races. Are you training for your next big race and still guessing your nutrition? Inside Running Podcast listeners, 2026, this is the year you stop winging it. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer. Their free online planner helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Visit precisionhydration.com, and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code IRP2026.
That your skin can bring you so much pain. Now I hear you say you got the best of both ways. Won't you come and take a walk in my shoes and tell me if you take my place?
Welcome to episode number 452 of the Inside Running Podcast. This is a massive episode. Croaks has put in a mountain of work into this agenda today, yesterday, whenever he started doing it. We got two Australian records to talk about, the Paris Diamond League, some Aussies absolutely flying over there. We've got a few Sydney Marathon tickets to give away, actually. More on that a bit later on in the show. XCR Road Relays happened, a massive upset down there at the Calder Park racetrack for the first time. Sydney Marathon gave us their elite field, so did Gold Coast. We got whispers, talking points, moose on the loose, listener question. And we're going to try and pick some winners for the Prefontaine Classic and the Gold Coast Half Marathon, which are both coming up this weekend. Welcome to my co-host, is a 2:17 marathoner, Bradley Croker. How are you this week?
Good, thanks, Brady. How good is it having a Diamond League to wake up to on a Monday morning? Kick back with the coffee.
I've actually was that busy today, Croaks, that I have not watched anything other than the stuff I saw on social media, but I know you would have, and you're going to give us the best recap of this. So yeah. I could have found some time to watch it, but I'm like, nah, I want to almost hear it from Croaks.
Yeah, I watched it. I reckon I got up before I had to do like the kids' lunches and stuff. So made a coffee and went into the lounge room and put it on at about 6:45, and it was great. Loved it.
I also did you read the media release first? Do you get those sent to your emails?
No, I did not check my phone.
Okay.
Beforehand. Yep.
Yeah. So I'd read the email from Athletics Australia and then had seen, I did it the opposite way than you did it.
It's not the same, is it?
Yeah, I know. I've got to do what you do. Welcome to our other co-host, is a 2:14 marathoner. He will be on the streets of the Gold Coast this week supporting his athletes. Julian Spence, how you going this week?
Pretty good, thanks. Pretty good. So, Croaks, do you watch the entire Diamond League or do you just skip through to the running?
Yeah, I fast forward. Yeah.
What's your cutoff? You watching 400s?
No. So it's 800s, and I watch the 100 as well.
You watch a steeple?
Fast forward to the steeple till like the last lap. There was a steeple. I didn't even put the steeple results in the agenda this week because I'm just like.
Croaks is retiring the steeple from the sport. Single-handedly decided this steeple does no longer exist in running.
I actually didn't even know the guy that won it from Germany.
Yeah, it's hard to follow unless you've got a Ben Buckingham in there or a Geordie Beamish. I'll get to a bit later on because I want to bring this up. Unless you know some characters to follow, it makes it difficult. And I think our sport has a massive problem with understanding some of the best athletes in the world. Let's do some training weeks first. So, Croaks, do you want to go first?
Yep, I'll kick it off. I'll just get this set up. All right, so Monday just kicked off with an hour. So this was my last day of being in at school. So I went out after school, 4 o'clock, 4:21s for 14K. And then Tuesday morning, jumped on the treadmill. So I did 10 by a K. I did 2 reps at 18.8K an hour and then 8 reps at 19K an hour. So I checked the lactate here after 5 reps and it was 2.7. And then after 10 reps, it was 3.3. So sort of in the golden zone, as Marius Bakken would say, and didn't really fluctuate too much, which I guess is a good sign. I then jumped on the bike that afternoon for 45 minutes and also did gym before going down to the track and coaching. Wednesday, just the one run. So that was 16K, 70 minutes. Then Thursday, jump back on the treadmill again. This time I did, it was meant to be 6 by 6 minutes of 1 minute recovery. Did the first rep. And then the second rep, I was just in the green room, just chilling. And then I looked down at my watch and it's like 6:10. So I'd missed the 6 minutes. So I just ran to 6:30, which is obviously a sign that you're fairly comfortable if you're not looking down at your watch, wondering when you're going to finish the rep. So yeah, I did one 6 minute 30 rep, and then then the others were 6 minutes. I did here 3 reps at 18.5K an hour and 3 reps at 18.7. Lactate was 1.9 after 3 and 2.2 after 6. So fairly controlled session there. Jumped on the bike again that afternoon for 45 minutes. Just the one run on Friday of 70 minutes, so another 16K. And then Saturday, I had a reasonably busy day. Had Colas' soccer and then his birthday party. So I didn't get to do the session until that afternoon. And it was sort of a different, I haven't done too many Saturday afternoon sessions before. It's sort of a different vibe, but it was okay. I had for the warm-up, just had the footy on, watched a bit of that. And then the session itself went fairly well. Tried on a new pair of shoes, the new Brooks super shoe that's released. Is it August, Moose?
August, yeah. The Hyperion Elite 6, you're in there.
Yeah, not sure how much we can say about it, but I really enjoyed it. So the session was 4 sets of like 6 minute sort of threshold, 2 minutes solid / hard, 90 seconds jog. But after 2 sets, rather than jog 90 seconds between the sets, I took 90 seconds complete rest off the treadmill. So you're essentially getting 2 lots of 17.5 minutes. And I find this is a really good session to get a little bit of quality in without going overboard. So in 35 minutes of running, I'm doing 8 minutes that I would classify as being, above threshold. And so in terms of paces, the first set, I did the tempo at 18K an hour, the solid at 19.5, and the jogs at 15K an hour or 4 minute Ks. And then every other set after that was 18.5K an hour for the 6 minutes, 20K an hour for the 2 minutes, and 15K an hour for the jog. I didn't do lactates this afternoon, but heart rate got to probably like mid to high 160s, which for most of my treadmill sessions, I'm barely hitting 160. So a little bit higher. And then Sunday, I actually ran solo. First time I ran solo in a long time. The couple out of town. Rob had a birthday dinner that night, so he was just going to run later. Plus, felt like I was coming down with maybe a cold, so I sort of didn't want to commit to meeting someone. I just thought I'd be better off having a bit of a sleep in. So I got out at 9:15, 2 hours, 4:15s. So that was a week of 130. Just like mid 130 Ks, 2 bike rides of 45 minutes and a gym session. So just ticking things over.
Ticking it over well. Such a good week.
Just another week in the life of a pro.
Three workouts, gym, bike. What about, not sure how much you can say about these shoes, Moose. Uploads a 30-second video of him doing a workout in them.
I'm not sure you can tell much from that video.
The shoe geeks, they'll be zooming in. They'll have that on Reddit by this afternoon.
I loved it. It was what I really liked about it was the rocker. Really good, like getting you up onto your toe. And it's a bit firmer. Like there's a heap under the forefoot, like a heap of guts there, but it's a bit firmer than say like the Metaspeed, edge.
That's kind of why I like it. Brooks makes things you could almost say too safe, especially in their performance area. The shoes have just been overly protective for the runner, and there's a spectrum where you sort of lose the fun aspect to it. This one here, I reckon they've got a very good balance. And there's a lot of unsafe super shoes that we can barely sell anymore because they're almost unusable. Just the uber soft ones with the no heel in them. And as soon as I put this on, I thought, oh, okay, I can see people liking this. Like I can land in this in multiple areas of my stride. I can land in my heel, my forefoot. I don't feel like I'm just falling off the shoe like a lot of the other shoes do. So yeah, I'm with you, Croaks.
Yeah, and I felt like that session was a good one to test it out at all different speeds because I had, a bit of jogging at 4-minute Ks, had some tempo work, and then a bit of like up tempo for that 2-minute bit as well. The way I would sort of compare the toe off and the forefoot, a bit like the first Wave Rebellion Pro, except it's got more like it's safer in terms of it's got more heel, but it felt like a similar stiffness to me.
Is this what Clayton Young would have worn at Boston Moose?
Yeah, probably.
Like a prototype of this, like an early
I
release?
didn't see what he wore, but I would say so. The shoe I compare it to is Endorphin Elite version 1. I don't know whether you remember that one with the heel collar that was like a tat. Like
was
strap.
It green?
Yeah, there was a green one.
Kermit green? Yeah.
So I never had that shoe.
That was a good shoe. People still
Toby was a big fan of that, wasn't he? That's when Toby was running real well.
Yeah.
Beat Liam Adams at run for the kids in it, I reckon.
He's worn it for Great Ocean Road Marathon too.
Tell you what else I like, Moose. The upper. The upper is very professional.
It's almost see-through.
It's a really good. It's one of the better uppers I've seen on a shoe.
Sensational upper. That's what they're good at. Brooks are good at making shoes that fit well, and in the past, shoes that are stable.
Did I tell you boys the story that I was running along the river at Boston and I bumped into Danny Orr, who's now the big guy at Brooks?
Yeah, that was one of the names
you dropped on that trip. Did I drop that name?
Yeah, you did.
The name, but I didn't hear the story.
Well, me and Jordo were just running along, and then, of course, Jordo knows everyone. He's like, hey, this guy, Danny Orr, and he's like, trying to introduce me, and he's like, you been on his podcast, Danny? And I'm like, yeah, you're on our Shoe Geeks with Moose, and he's like nodding away. You know when people nod, but they got no idea? I'm like, this guy can't remember this interview. But then I think it was his wife. She'd ran Sydney Marathon. So then I was jogging along with her, having a good chat about Australia, Sydney Marathon, and Jordo and Danny were talking about shoes. So yeah, but friendly guy. And his wife, if that's who it was, very friendly as well.
Let's hope it was his wife now that you've called him out.
Yeah. Well, maybe colleague. I don't know. They could have been colleague. Maybe I'm assuming too much here. But that's good.
Isn't it funny that like you can go back in our Shoe Geeks and we've got such big names as interviewees on the show. And at the time you sort of don't really.
Well, that's where Jordo came from, didn't he? Like we didn't know him until he did Shoe Geeks with you boys.
He did come through there.
Jared Ward,
Molly Seidel.
There was another big, remember the guy who used to do all the testing? Shoe Lab guy?
Yep.
He was like the first guy that would test, like, he's got an Instagram page.
Duncan Joubert, I think his name is.
He was good.
Yeah. Yes, he was doing all the VO2 testing with each
Now
shoe.
that we've gone more formal with like Shoe Geeks and it's going to be like a once a month in the rotation on Patreon, I reckon we try and get it back to that.
We can.
Like
The contacts are still there.
Not every month, but like maybe every second or third month. It's like he's a big name person in the shoe industry.
The problem is these brands.
Yeah.
They gatekeep them, and they really like they, what do you call them? What do you say when you put like they put tape over their
muzzle
mouth?
them.
They muzzle them. Yeah. So they don't get their real opinions out a lot of the time, and you can't even get access to some of them. Like we've been working on someone from Nike for years, and it just doesn't get through their legal team.
Well, and the flip side is when you do stuff like partnership wise, it's very much like here's the spokesperson and it's a scripted and it's a promo kind of thing.
Yeah, that does sort of show. There are some that will just open up regardless. You just need to get access to them and then they just go off. A bit like Jordo was. He was good.
Elliot Heath was on there. He was pretty good, wasn't he?
He's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, he is the spokesman though. So he is like when Nike bring a new shoe out, the media, Nike go, here's Elliot Heath or Ashley Campbell. talk to these guys, and they'll tell you what we want you to know about those shoes.
Yeah. But Elliot's background in high-level performance running, I feel like he can go to some different places.
Yeah, and he works with the athletes too, so you get
Yeah.
those stories.
They're the ones you
you're
want to talk to,
interested
the
in.
ones at work. Like, that's why catching up with Chris Cook was amazing in Boston. Name drop number 2 for this episode. Like the stories he had about having the notes that Elliot Kipchoge writes about super, like that's the person he's given it to.
You know, they're in my shop, those notes.
Some of those notes. Yeah. Have you got some off him? Have you?
Yeah, I got them.
He was telling me, I hope he doesn't mind this, but he was like telling me that like Kipchoge is one of the best athletes for feedback because he just like over delivers with the stuff he gives you.
Yeah, no, if you come into the running company Geelong, we have the handwritten notes that he's sent back around, I think it was Vaporfly, that Cookie has sent me, and I like a photocopied, obviously, but it's pretty cool because you can read them and it's just his handwriting and everything.
So good. Yeah, go in there, buy a head torch while you're in there. Keep going.
Yeah, got a sale from that, Brady. One sale. We need to increase that in order for me to actually break even here with my ambassador program.
We got one sale like the day after, didn't we? I really thought we might have got it, 10 to 15 before the week was out. But yeah, we'll get a few plugs in there as we go, Moose. Okay. You know what they're no good for? Running in the fog. It just reflects back at you. Yeah. It's like using your high beams. And like, his head torch is amazing, but it's not going to deal with fog.
Yeah, nothing does though, does it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The other thing too, like when a car goes past you and all the dirt like appears in the air, like that was different. Like the head torch just picks it all up.
But it's almost like it sees things in the dark, like a
almost.
light.
Who would have thought? Take us through your week, Moose.
Okay. I ran 4 times, which is good. It's my fun week. I did one workout and I did a long run. Got my longest run in. It was up and down for me with how my body felt. I'm doing some bigger gym stuff and it's starting to have an effect on how I'm feeling. So yeah, the first run for me was, I think I did nearly 12K. I ran in the afternoon, ran into Mega Blast. This was after work. So I got home and decided to go for a run. Just put the heart rate monitor on. Unbelievable how much lower my heart rate is in the afternoon. Like at least 10 beats lower in the afternoon than the morning. It's a real nice ego boost. And I didn't actually, it doesn't look like I got going, but I did at some point get going on this run. Where in the Mega Blast, it just felt like it wants you to run a bit faster. I think that's a lot of people are trying to work out with Super Blast and Mega Blast, like which shoe is right for them or which one they should go for to suit their running. And I think if you're the athlete that likes to get after it a little bit, the Mega Blast is that right shoe. Because yeah, I forgot how good it was. I try all these new shoes. Everyone sends shoes. I put them on. I run in them. They feel good. And I sometimes forget how good the actual all-timers are. And then I put the Mega Blast on and, whoa, man, like that shoe is in the top. I said top 10 all time, and I reckon it's right. And then I did do a workout the next morning. I didn't get that much time. I reckon we had a horror evening with the kids, so I had to get to an appointment too in Geelong. So I did 2K warm-up. Then I did 4 by 6 minutes on the treadmill. I wore the Mega Blast again for this. So I got sucked in. Just went to heart rate, pace, so much slower than what it used to be when I did this workout back when I was fit. And unfortunately, it's the same treadmill, so I know the comparisons there. But yeah, the morning's just not feeling so good. Then I have a day off every other day. And I ran, I think it was Friday morning down just around Anglesea. Now I felt pretty shit at the end of this. I had a sore knee. And then I surfed on Saturday and I hit my knee on my board and this was Saturday afternoon. And yeah, I got a real flare up under my kneecap. So I didn't think that I was going to run on Sunday morning, but Watto was down. He was staying at Lawn. He said, "Are you running?" I said, "Well, meet me. I'll be on the bike maybe, or I'll run." And then I woke up like 3 times during the night. Every time I test my knee out, and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm not running. I'll ride the bike tomorrow." Then I wake up for the last time, 5:45 a.m. Wake up. I'm like, "Shit, my knee feels good. Something's come good here." And then I ran, and I felt awesome for my whole run. So I ran 75 minutes, nearly 16K. Yeah, real good group, great feels back in there, good banter. Watto was down, had some great stories about how good I was back in the day. I made him tell me how many times I beat him up all those hills. And we had some good, it was good memory. What do you call it? Recollections. And yeah,
Did you ask Watto if he slept in his running gear so he could just get straight out of bed and meet you for the run?
He had a mishmash of like the cheapest type of running shit you'll ever see in your life on. He shops at Decathlon, like the Aldi of outdoor stores. So he had a bunch of Decathlon stuff on.
That'd go down well with you, wouldn't it?
I reckon, I can't believe that he hasn't got into the Chinese shoe stuff yet, because like that is so up his alley, like getting shoes for $80 off some random website. Yeah, he what was another good one? There's lots of good stuff in there. He's big into the peptides now.
Is he running much? I don't see it.
Is he? You're not meant. It's not legal, is it? Peptides?
No, he's not into taking them. He's just into talking about them.
Oh, is he?
Is he running much? I don't see heaps on Strava.
No, he keeps tearing his calf. He's like, that was part of our discussions, is all that dumbass training he used to do is finally like causing some grief for him. He can't pull it off anymore. They're going from 15K a week to 115 like in 1 week's time, because he used to be able to pull that off and he used to get fit in a month. Now he tries that and he does a calf and he's out for another month. So
what about, you can see people's watches on Strava? So it's like yours, Koros Pace 4, Ali, Forerunner, Garmin 965, and then Watto's just says Samsung Health.
Yeah, that'd be right.
He's the only bloke in the world running with one of those watches.
That would be right. Oh, that's, yeah.
And he would have got it as like some rewards for his like, use these points for something.
Well, it looks good on Strava. He's got the fastest average. He's got faster average pace than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got no idea. I don't know how he's found that. And then I was looking at that. I'm like, I must have forgotten to stop my watch. And I reckon it's just his shitty watch, to be honest. I didn't go into too many details, but that'd be right.
Good week. Good to be back with the group.
Yeah. And I've pulled up well from it. I'm not getting too ahead of myself, but I'm going to, like this week, I've gone to the Goldie. I'm going to have trouble running once I'm up there. Actually, I was wondering if there's any babysitters interested in just like looking after the kid while I go for a run. Might dump it.
If there's any listeners based on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, you got your working with children.
Working with children is check.
Louis McAfee.
Oh, you wouldn't do that.
Are you kidding?
Hey, he's a teacher.
What about Jackson Elliott? Jacko Elliott's got a couple of girls, a couple of like 14, 16-year-old daughters, I reckon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They could be good for a shift. Jacko's like the head of the whole school, isn't he? He's in charge of the boarding program, I think. That could be a good hit up. My week will be quick, boys. I had a down week. I was racing the last 6 weeks have been around 150, so I thought I'd, just have a bit of an easier week. I was working heaps at school this week as well, so it kind of worked well. Monday, I did kick things off with a double workout day, though. I did 5x2K in the morning, off 1 minute. This was easy because I've been doing like 10 and 12-minute reps. So when you do like 7-minute reps, it goes really, really fast. My heart rate was a bit high for this one, though. I went 325, 328, 327, 327, 326. Was carrying a bit of sickness, though. So maybe that was the case there. In the afternoon, made a mistake, boys. I did this workout way too hard. And I stole it off Dan Nash's Strava. So he did 10 by 30 seconds, 3 sets of that with 15 seconds recovery, 90 seconds between the sets. So I changed it to 10 by 200 meters, not 30 seconds, hoping I'd get away with the theft and no one would call me out on it. And then the first comment after I uploaded about 35 seconds afterwards was Croaks calling me out on it. and tagged him in too. So that's not good.
Well, you know what? Brady loves doing that, just slightly modifying a
gotta
session
change
and
it a
then
tiny bit.
calling it a new truffle fartlek or
Yeah,
truffle speed session.
Well, I'm kind of just experimenting with training at the moment, and I saw this workout. He did it on the treadmill, and I screenshotted it, sent it to Chris O and Toby, and I'm like, this would be the worst session ever to do on a treadmill. Like 30-second reps, like 15 seconds off, jump back on. And Chris O's like, no, it's really fun. Like, it's a great workout to do. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a go. So I put some cones out 200 meters apart. 15 seconds, boys. Tell you what, 15 seconds goes that fast. You watch beeps and then you pretty much take 2 breaths and then it's like, because it counts down the last 5 seconds and you just go again. And doing them in a straight line on a road is not the best way to try and judge your pace. And you don't really know how quick you're going until you watch beeps again. And my watch was kind of telling me like 250, 255 pace, which was too quick. Like this felt like it was a actual workout, not the second workout of the day, which is what this purpose should be. So, I was getting to rep 6 or 7 and being like, I need this 90-second rep, like rest. I need to catch my breath here. So it really does spike the heart rate.
So there's not much room for error though when you're doing like short reps. So obviously if you're doing short reps, the intensity is generally like a little bit higher, but if you're having short recovery, you've got a really small window to operate in. Otherwise you just completely like get lactic and cook it.
And I did ease it. The last set was probably the easiest one because I was like, you've gone too hard early here. You've overstepped it. Like just back off. So, fun workout to try out. 30 by 200. Tuesday did 50 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon. Wednesday was 45 minutes in the morning, 35 minutes in the afternoon. We had like fog until like 1 p.m. most days last week. And it's terrible to run in. Like you come home wet. It's just like eerie. I don't like the fog. Could be my like least favorite running condition to run in. I was thinking about it.
I love it. Like we have a lot of fog here. Like running in Mulligans in the fog is so good.
Like when you come home wet, that foggy?
No. Yeah, not too damp.
No, I'd come home like drenched and it's just grim the whole day. Like just feels yuck. Anyway, Thursday, I just did like 8 30-second strides in my morning jog and then did 40 minutes after school. Friday was an hour. Saturday was 40 minutes in strides. And then Sunday was the Calder Park Relays. This is round 5 of the XCR competition. Calder Park, first time they've had them here. They used to be at Sandown Racecourse on the other side of Melbourne. So this was good for me. It was about 2 hours and 15-minute drive. You've been there recently, Moose. You ever driven past it? You probably wouldn't go past it coming from your way.
Never. I don't think I've ever seen it.
No, so it's right on the highway. Like, people from Bendigo direction go past this all the time. And it's really run down. Almost looks like abandoned. Like they had a NASCAR race there back in the day. The only NASCAR race that's been out of America, supposedly. And there was, Zaka was talking about it. There was a significant band that played there, had like 75,000 people there back in the day.
Yeah, right.
No, not the Rolling Stones. I don't know. Someone big back in the day. Anyway, it's weird now. They've got the Thunderdome in there, which is the NASCAR circuit, which I'd say would be like, I don't know, it's probably like a mile around, I suppose. You got Google open there, Croak? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, I'm having a look at Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Santana, the Little River Band.
No, it was someone bigger than that.
Someone bigger than Fleetwood Mac.
Who sings Sweet Child of Mine?
Bon Jovi.
Guns N' Roses?
Oh, Guns N' Roses. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he said Guns N' Roses.
So this one was in 1977.
I'm pretty sure. Type in Guns N' Roses, Calder Park. Anyway, so we started on like the outside race course and then you'd run into the...
1993, 44-degree heat.
Oh, yeah. 75,000 people?
Yeah.
I don't know how they managed to get 75,000 people in there because it was a shit show trying to get in and out of there and there was like 800 people there. So, the car parking needs to be worked on and how they efficiently get people in and out. But other than that, it was a great meet. Yeah, so we started in the racetrack and then went into the Thunderdome. You did a lap of the Thunderdome, come out of that, and then did like the second half of the outside race course. So kind of had similar vibes to Sandown there.
And two laps of that?
2 laps of that.
Yeah.
So it was advertised as like 7.4K, but I'm pretty sure everyone got 7.2K on their watches. So yeah, I had to run last. Like, so the 6th leg, Andy hit me up during the week and said, are you happy to go last? In my head, I was like, no, I'm not happy, but you're the captain and I trust your judgment, because you got to wait around the whole day and you got all the pressure on, boys. Like 5 other guys have ran 7K and then you've got to finish it off. And
you get good look at it though. Going last, you get to see where everyone sort of makes a mistake, and you can hear like 4 other people's feedback on the course.
Yep, true.
And I think that's pretty handy, because especially in a venue no one's ever run before.
You also get to know the splits. It's like, all right, we're 90 seconds up on this team, we're 50 seconds behind this team. So you can almost like your race plan gets set for you throughout the afternoon.
And if you're way in front, when you get to the last leg, then it's a great leg to run.
That's showtime, which we were. Like, I don't know how, because you look at our team on paper compared to Sandringham and even Western A's. I was talking to Nath Pearce before the race and I was like, oh, what leg are you running? He's like, yeah, leg 5. He's like, we'll be well ahead of you guys before it gets to, the 5th and 6th leg. And I'm like, yeah, cool. I was kind of thinking we were racing for bronze, but Andy had a blinder, Nath Stote had a blinder. The boys in the middle held it together. And then when it got to me, I had like a minute head start. So I could just go out there and do my thing. The wind, I know this sounds bad, but the wind really picked up for the last 2 legs and it changed direction. Before my leg, Andy's like, yeah, when you go up the back straight, you'll get a massive tailwind. And I'm like, no, I just did a 2-minute stride up there and had a headwind the whole time. So it picked up and it got windier. So I felt like in some stages I was like floating 3-minute Ks, and then out the back straight, I was like working so hard to run 320 Ks. So it was like doing a fartlek, but we got the win. I ran like 3:07s, I think, for 7 and a bit K, which...
What number in your team were you?
4. Had 2 guys slower than me. And it's hard to gauge. I really wanted to do this as like, all right, let's see where my fitness is at. I kind of had my over and under as like 3:05K pace, because I'm treating this as like a 10K. Whatever I could average here, I'd like to be able to average at Calder Park in 3 weeks. So, yeah, maybe a bit off where I thought I was, but I think if I was on the first leg and had some people around, like I literally time trialed it. I sat behind a guy from Geelong, actually, Moose, for about 200 meters when I hit some headwind. He was a Div 3 Geelong guy, but he was flying. So I just thought, tucked in behind him, did say thank you for the tow on the warm down when I saw him. But yeah, cool course, a bit of a lack of atmosphere. I feel like the team culture maybe dropped off a bit.
Could you warm up and cool down around the track so you can cheer on as you do that?
You get like we didn't. I warmed up with Richard Ogilvie, a good friend of mine. He runs for Traralgon, but we went kind of outside because the course was really busy when like we were warming up. But then my cool down, most of the racing was over for my cool down, but we were on the course for that bit.
Yeah.
You could go up on a hill and then see the whole course. Mm-hmm. So there was no surprises. It wasn't like you're running the course going, oh, I didn't know this was here.
Yeah, the great thing about Sandown and Jowls is that you jog the course, so there's always teammates out there warming up and cooling down, so you don't really get left alone.
Yeah, that road is so much wider than what this was.
Yeah.
And even when you went into the Thunderdome, because it was all banked, you could only run on the very inside where it was flat.
Yeah.
So you could run in there, but you'd be running on this really steep bank. It was like a wall.
Is this is this like a long-term thing now, Calder Park? This is going to be what they use?
Well, aren't they knocking down Sandown for housing? I think they are. So Sandown's out of the question. I think they're developing that.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. But I'd say like a massive success for them.
They had the road relays in Geelong one year and the crit track down here, the bike track.
Yep.
Yeah, just off the river. It's fairly twisty and turny, 2K lap. I've done workouts on it, but I didn't do the event back then.
This was way more twisty and turny as well. Like that went so quick because you're like, all right, get into the Thunderdome, get to that end of the Thunderdome, get out of the Thunderdome, like get in this kind of like chicane, get to the top end. And that's like finish the first lap and you do it all again. Like it went really, really quick for 7K because it had stuff to focus on. Whereas Sandown, I feel like just lock into this like rhythm for 6K.
I love Sandown though.
Oh, Sandown was good.
Isn't it just, like it's a bit sad it disappears? Like you got so many memories of that.
You could run a time too that you're like, it was a yardstick. You're like, all right, I ran 18:15. I'm in shape. Yeah, and it meant something.
You knew every corner of that track too.
Yeah.
You knew exactly how far there was to go, and you knew exactly the elevation of that little climb. And yeah.
What about when they flipped the direction of it?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That caused a bit of a stir.
Yeah.
Crokes was like, you AV nuffies down here. Like, move on.
This is what happens when you have culture, Crokes.
Culture.
You wouldn't know about it.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll get to the results a bit later on. Let's thank some Patreon supporters. Crokes, who you got?
All right. I've got Ella Logan. Ella's from Sydney and has run 16:52 for 5,000 metres at a New South Wales Milers meet back in 2023. 34:20 at the 2023 Sunrun 10K and was 4th at the 2023 City to Surf. Runs for Run Crew, and I'm pretty sure she's a senior associate in the loan, finance and restructuring department at Mallison's law firm. So thanks for your support, Ella. Hasn't been on Strava for a long time, so yeah, hopefully still running, but some pretty good results in there.
Oh, our man Benny Saint will give us an update on Ella if she's run crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
big.
Ella, for your support. Good senior associate's a pretty nice title in that world too, isn't it? I've watched Suits. I'm pretty sure it goes.
If you're in a law firm, it doesn't matter what you're called. You go and
okay.
Good.
Does partner come up after that? You go senior associate to like partner?
No,
I reckon the people that come straight out of university, Moose, I reckon they have it reasonably rough. I think they work pretty hard until they earn their stripes.
Definitely. That's not a culture I'd want to be part of. The law firm culture. You hear some horror stories of those, like the young ones just getting absolutely just rinsed in that system.
There's a TV show on there, isn't it, Crokes? I started watching something the other week and it was like these young workers, they were just like sleeping in the toilets. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. Didn't persist with it. Anyway, who are you thinking, Moose?
I have a bloke called Jacob Lang. And Jacob, or actually it's spelt Jakob, isn't it? Jakob Lang from Germany. Strava bio says he's a former winter sport athlete. And given his PBs, I reckon this might be some cross-country type stuff, like skiing. He is a 2:16 marathoner. He ran at this year's Seville Marathon, so he's way faster than you, Crokes. He's also run 64:46, so he's faster than all of us here, at this year's Berlin Half Marathon. He does include some cycling in his training and has obviously been listening to this podcast and hearing Crokes' success, and he's bought himself a lactate monitor. So he's well onto the path for success, Crokes.
I reckon he probably had the lactate monitor before me.
Yeah.
Well,
Could he be our fastest current marathoner Patreon supporter? Have to be up there.
What do you mean current?
What do you mean current? Like,
well, you ran it this year.
Yeah, but you don't lose your marathon time, mate. I'll give you the tip.
Well, when you say current, you do.
Do you mean current like active Patreon, or you mean like...
No, I mean like all our Patreon supporters have to rock up and race each other in a marathon. Does he win? Jimmy Whelan's on Patreon, but he hasn't run a marathon yet. Would you back Jimmy over Jakob?
Well, he's definitely got him covered in the half.
Yeah.
By like 3 minutes.
Anyway, I'm saying
Jimmy is running a marathon faster than 2:16.
Probably not faster than 2:14, but I don't want to see him finish one first.
We need a comment. If there's someone hiding out there in our Patreon that we're missing, Benny Saint's a Patreon supporter. He's run quicker than 2:16.
What's the cutoff? Are we saying?
I don't think he can do it at the moment.
In the last 12 months?
I'm saying if we have to race a marathon in 12 weeks, you've got 12 weeks to train. You must be a Patreon supporter. Who wins? I reckon Jakob wins it.
Benny Buckingham still a patron?
Don't know. Was he one?
Oh, I think so.
I don't know. Yeah, you'd have to go through it.
Through the list. There's a few,
there's a few burner accounts on there.
Yeah, fake names going on. Anonymous.
I told you about one of those burner accounts once, didn't I? When it come through. I'll tell you that off air. It was a good story.
I think so.
Anyway.
I think I know it.
Ryan Gianhagen from Chilliwack in Canada, British Columbia.
Gianhagen.
Geohagen? Croaks has stitched me up here. Spelled a name. I reckon that's right. Geohagen.
That doesn't sound right.
British Columbia. That's the right-hand side, isn't it? BC? Or is that left?
Not sure.
Don't know.
Okay, could have done some more research. I'm pretty sure that's the right-hand side. I've been there. Canada. According to Strava, he has run 17:33 for 5K, 36:12 for 10K, 81 minutes at this year's Vancouver half marathon. Oh, so he might be the left-hand side of Canada if he's Vancouver, and 2:52 at last year's Vancouver marathon. Nothing on Strava since mid-April. Hopefully you're not injured, Ryan. Hopefully you're just going for a bit of a Strava break. But thank you for your Patreon support, and I hope you're enjoying the summer over there in Canada. Big stuff coming on Patreon this week. Did you see the mailbag questions, Croaks?
No.
We got some good ones. There's some really good ones in there. Got about 37 listener questions to get through the next couple of days, you and I. Road to Somewhere's also this week. The UK boys are not happy that you called them out for being unorganised, Moose, and they're getting sorted as well.
Yeah, well, Shoe Geeks is on as well Wednesday. So we're
is
recording too. Yeah.
Oh, big week of content coming at you, Patreon supporters. What about we had an inquiry from a big brand that said, hey, will you guys have a representative at the London Diamond League? And I said, we can. Hit up Chriso, unavailable. Hit up the UK boys. Dan Nash is like, yep, I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, I'll put your name forward. This is Zach is communicating this with me. So we might have Dan Nash doing some work for us at the London Diamond League.
Really?
Yeah.
Love that you communicated that with us.
Well, Zach, I don't know why Zach, sometimes Zach just sends stuff to me and I'm like, put this in the group chat.
Me and Craig's just hanging out over here by ourselves. You guys do it though.
The same agency that sent you and I to Paris. So like Dan Nash is getting super excited. So keep an eye out. I don't know where Zach is at with it, but yeah, I did tell him. I'm like, put it in the group chat. The other boys deserve to know this stuff.
Yeah,
I think he feels like it's a bit
to London. I'm willing to go. I've got a passport now.
Yeah, no, they wanted the representative to be already over there. Oh, why have you got a passport though?
Oh, going overseas soon.
Oh, what for? He's got
holiday. Just a holiday.
Where are you going?
Thailand.
Oh, yeah.
In August, just before Sydney Marathon.
In August. Okay. Patong Beach?
No, we're going to Phuket.
Yeah, that's Patong Beach.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going. Some resort.
Vibs organised it all?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
You'll love it over there, mate. You'll get so many cheap like t-shirts and hats and
fake Monster Energy. You'll come back with the NBA snapbacks.
You are going to love it. Big buckets of like alcohol.
Couple of NFL jerseys, stuff like that. Running news. This week's running news is proudly brought to you by Precision Fuel and Hydration. I must say, if you want any of that Patreon bonus content, it is patreon.com/Inside Running Podcast. Kick things off, Croaks, Paris Diamond League.
Yes, this happened in the early hours. We'll go with the 800s to start with. So women's 800, Audrey Werro was in this race along with Femke Bol. They were targeting the world record. Werro basically followed the pacemaker. Pacemaker pulled off, 300 to go. Femke Bol and Burgoyne from France, they weren't that far behind, but in the last 200, Werro really sort of opened up. She ran a PB 153.8. She still remains the third fastest of all time. It was a Diamond League record. Femke Bol was second, 155.6, which is a PB, and she's gone 159, 157, 155. So be interesting to see how she goes over the next, this season, but also next year, because she's probably up there, in the next 6 months to try and break this world record as well.
It's been a great transition for her, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think the women's 800 now is a really exciting race to watch because you've got Werro, you've got Hodgkinson, who, they're sort of the ones that are probably going for the world record. But then I saw an interview with Georgia Hunter-Bell, who's like, I ran 155 by myself last week. I think in the right race, like I can be dragged along to that 153 as well. And then you've got Femke Bol, who's on the up. So it's a really exciting event this year. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just a pity they're probably not all going to race.
Yeah. So Burgoyne, she finished third, 155.65, which was a French national record. Sarah Billings, she was last at the Bell, ran a really smart race. And then from 200, I reckon she almost had the quickest leg from 200 to go to 100 to go. She just started like mowing people down. She ran 157.01 to break Jess Hull's national record by 0.14. I reckon she finished maybe sixth. I'll just bring it up here. So, Moose, did you see it?
Yeah, I did. It was strung out.
Yeah.
I watched Sarah come through the field. Like watching at the start, I already knew the results, unfortunately, which does change your perspective when you're watching. And seeing her at the back, I thought, oh, wow. Like I knew what was coming. And I think she had like the third fastest split from that 200 to 100, like you mentioned there.
Yeah.
She was a long way back though, like a long way back. And she got the national record, which is incredible and a real reward for her toiling away for a lot of years and like this like amazing vein of form that she's in. It's great to have her come out of it and maybe like an 800 runner has the record back from the 1500 runner, you could sort of say.
Yeah.
She's really come on. Like I must admit, I thought she was always we got the superstars like Jess and like even Georgia Griffiths and Abbey, and then like Sarah was just that next tier down. Like she was always coming third or fourth at events, but her last 18 months have been phenomenal. And as you said, Moose, she was around for a long time that you kind of just thought, oh yeah, that's where she'll maybe be for life. And she's like, I didn't pick it, to be honest. I thought she'd kind of got close to her potential, but she's surprised me with how well she's come on the last couple of years.
Which is a good lesson for, if you stick at it for long enough, you're going to have ups and downs, but, you never know when a breakthrough or, a big season is around the corner.
Yeah. And I think because she always had a lot of she was always in good races too.
You've got someone like Jude Thomas from the same group probably looking at that going, I'll stick at it. Like there might be a season where everything just clicks for me and all of a sudden I'm running 330 and in the mix at Diamond Leagues.
Yeah. But you do feel sorry for her in one regard in that like any other era, if this was 4 years ago, like she is the star, whereas now you have like, Jess Hull's winning Olympic and world championship medals and Abbey and Linden and Claudia. Like, I know what you're saying where she sort of probably hasn't been given the accolades that she deserves because there's been so many top girls.
The sport has kind of also moved to another level as well though, hasn't it? Like, I don't think you can say, oh yeah, she runs this 157 5 years ago and she would be one of the top 5 in the world kind of thing, because I think she's only running this, well, not only, but I think she's running this 157 low now because the sport's moved so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's the standard. Like it is like, I saw like Jess kind of come out and said like it was on borrowed time anyway, like it was coming, that record was going to go. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Did I say that she finished 6th? I think I may.
Yeah.
So in the men's, AROP absolutely destroyed the field. So from 450 meters into the race to 200 meters to go, he absolutely destroyed them. He was probably 20 meters in front with 200 to go. He did tie up a little bit with like 50 to go, but ran a world lead of 141.84. Laros was second, 143.6, which was a PB, and Tobias Gronstadt from Norway, 143.63. This was incredible to see how quickly he opened up a gap on the rest of the field.
Yeah, it was. it was wild. It was like he's just had this sudden injection of confidence where all of a sudden he's not sitting back and he's trying to kick. He's like, no, I'm gonna own everybody. And there's a bit of bravery to that. Like going out at the Paris Diamond League just so fast and just dropping everybody to put yourself out there. Because like at the 800, there are numerous examples of people tying up with like 40 meters to go, stumbling across the line. He is a physical specimen, though, that bloke.
Yeah.
That guy has some power.
And he's openly like spoken about, like he's confident that he can break the world record. So I suppose if you've got that confidence and you know that the Paris track is super quick, it's like, well, why not have a crack?
Do you reckon you're going to get a Rhodesia like attempt like Com Games?
Oh yeah, he's Canadian, isn't he?
He's Canadian. Yeah, I don't know.
Some of the boys have got to come up against.
And that's probably the advantage that he has, is that there's a lot of other guys probably similar ability, whereas when Rhodesia was running it, he was really dominant compared to everybody else.
Nah, he needs a pace race. He can't do this from the front, have a go at the world record like Rhodesia did at the Olympics. And
you want to watch? You want to go watch this? Quick? Paris is so fast. Yeah,
he still had a pacemaker.
Yeah, but where is it? Com Games though won't be a quick track, will it? Or not? It doesn't have the reputation that Paris has. Why has Paris got this reputation?
Yeah, I don't know, because they moved it because back in the day, the Paris Diamond League used to be at Stade de France, I'm pretty sure, which was where they held the World Championships back in 2003. It's a massive, like 90,000 seat capacity stadium, but now they've gone to a smaller, more intimate.
Yeah, this is the one where Faith tried to break 4 at. Yeah.
All right, men's 1500. So Cam straight on the pacemakers, and then just does what Cam does, just slowly just drives up the pace. And so with a lap to go, it was him and Habz, and it sort of reminded me at this point of, it was almost like watching our Australian Championships, where the only person that could go with Cam for a fair bit of the race was Ollie. So those two had opened up a gap on the rest of the field. Cam then broke Habz down the back straight, looked so strong, even down the home straight. Like, he just was not tying up at all, ran 3:28 flat. So that puts him now 12th all time. Took 1.41 seconds off Ollie Hoare's Australian record. Yeah, Habz was second, 3:29.8. So he's put almost 2 seconds in. Almost 2 seconds into him in the last lap. And Whiteman was third, 3:29.95. I was thinking when I was watching this, how it's a real shame that Jakob Ingebrigtsen has not been around this year. Because imagine a couple of years ago, because Cam's the one that's having to drive the pace here. Imagine a couple of years ago when Jakob was doing that and Cam could just get a full sit. That would be exciting.
Yeah. Phenomenal. I think this was I like how you compared it to the Australian champs, because I feel like this was what we wanted. This is what we thought we were going to see in his first race over there. And then it's a couple of tactical things, got caught up a bit, couldn't get out. And then it was how did he do that in Sydney? And now he hasn't been able to take that big chunk off in a Diamond League. And then this happened and you're like, there it is. Yep. And that's going to take a whole lot of pressure off him now, getting that record. Swag was good, looks so strong, tongue out across the line.
Should probably make a comment that this wasn't a Diamond League event. It was part of the 2-hour Diamond League package, but it wasn't a Diamond League event, which, not taking anything away from Cam's run, because it's 3:28, 12, number 12 all time.
It doesn't officially win a Diamond League. Is that what you're saying?
It's not. It's not like a. You know how they have the diamond emblem next to the races that are Diamond League ones?
Yes.
But it also meant that Cam was able to really dominate that race because you didn't have a few of the other big names there, which that's the next step for Cam, is when there's only maybe one or two and he can easily slot in behind the pacemaker, but you get Hocker in there, you get Nagoose in there, you get Tim Cheryuot in there. Those guys aren't going to let him. Josh Kerr, those guys aren't going to let him have it as easy.
Oh, that's where the tactics now come into it, isn't it?
I think
but
so.
now that he knows he can run 3:28 like that,
Exactly.
he's just got to get himself in that right position and do the same thing. Man, I wish we had a reaction video to Croaks up in Canberra this morning, Moose. You know, they set up the cameras on the tripod and they really insert themselves. They videotape themselves watching someone else perform.
I was watching it with Viv, and with 200 to go, I went, he's winning this. And Viv's like, don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh, Viv got a bit nervous.
No, because I always say things like that. If the Raiders are up by like 20 points, I'm like, oh, the Raiders are home here, and then they get beaten. So,
let's not compare Cam Myers to the Canberra Raiders, please.
So no, phenomenal run. And you'd have to think that in a paced race where he's not doing all the work, he's running 3:27.
Yeah, that's when I saw it was 3:28 flat. I'm like, oh, imagine like a 3:27.99.
Yeah, so good. Women's 1500. We had 3 Aussies in action here. So the top 4, which were Hunter Bell, Hayloo, Gilmot, and Jess Hull, they broke away about 500 meters in. It was a really quick first lap, 61 point. Hayloo and Georgia Hunter Bell went past Jess down the back straight, sort of 200 to go. Jess held on, I thought, really, really well from sort of 200 to go to 70 to go. Like we've seen her recently sort of fade pretty bad in that last 200, but she held really strong. Those first 2 didn't get away from her too much. Gilmot went past, 70 to go. So Hunter Bell got the win, 355.63. Hayloo was second, 355.92. And Gilmot was 356.24, which was a French national record. Jess was held on for 4th, 357.22, which is a season's best. Abbey Caldwell was closing pretty quick on Jess. She finished 5th, 357.59, and Linden Hall was 8th in 4 flat.
Did you see Jess's post-race interview where she said, like, this is the best she's felt in 18 months? Was it 18 months, she said?
Yeah, which is surprising given she won a world championship medal in that period.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought she was going to say like 3 months, but it was like 18 months. I think Mitch was doing the interview. He almost was like stumped for words too. He's like, whoa, hang on, 18 months.
Yeah, it was definitely an improvement from Jess. Well, she was the first Aussie home. That being, like, Abbey was definitely closing real hard, but she was just stronger in that last 200 than what she's been, I thought.
She doesn't look the strongest she's been in 18 months. I wonder if she means like her training has been stronger, because we've seen her run that pace but kick home strong and not be threatened by the girls that are sort of beating her right now. So yeah, that's an interesting comment that she makes, or like interview, because I get like I couldn't help but feeling like I knew what was going to happen the entire way, like being out in front, chasing the pacer, being very aggressive, like chasing down the back of the pacer's heels basically. And I thought, wow, she's not leaving nothing out here again today. And they just sort of lined up to pass her when it got to that last, like where it really matters towards the end. And I know that she tries things in races for practice, or like strategy tuning, we could call it. But we've seen this a few times now where this hard, fast pace early doesn't sort of go in her favour.
Yeah, you got to judge that on the Com Games result.
Yeah. Well, was this a Diamond League as well, Croaks?
This one was a Diamond League.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Abbey, though? The strategy, you can see there's a clear difference in strategy with those two ladies. And they're almost finishing the same. I mean, Jess has got beaten by Abbey in 1 or 2 now. And Jess got her in this one. But you're getting to the finish line at the same way, just in very different manners. You would think that Jess, like the way, like from what we've seen, in order for Jess to beat Abbey, like with what it looks like their strengths and weaknesses are, Jess is going to have to make this Com Games pretty hard from the gun, and just try to do exactly what she did in this race here, and just be that that little bit stronger, not faster.
I wonder what event, and I don't know if it's been announced, which event Georgia Hunter Bell is going to do at Com Games. Will she do the 8 or will she do the 15?
Yeah, don't know. It probably has been announced.
Because it like having Jess as that pacemaker has been like just sets it up so well for her, especially because she's got that extra over 800 meters compared to Jess. Like, she ran like a solo 155.
She's run the 800.
She did the 8 at their trials, didn't they?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's good for the Aussie girls.
Yeah.
And yeah, last event was the men's 5K, and this turned out to be a reasonably tactical affair. I think because the weather was quite hot. I did see some posts in the days leading up that there was talk of potentially like cancelling the event because of the heat wave that they've had over there. So yeah, with the lap to go, there was still 10 there, and then with 70 meters to go, there was Grant Fisher out in like lane 3. Then you had Jacob Kropp sort of in lane 2, and then you had Almgren in lane 1, and they were just right across the track. But then Fisher in the last 50 meters just brought the arms in and sort of found his kick again. So he got the win quite easily in the end, 12:54.8. Kropp was second, 12:55.22, and Almgren was third, 12:55.38. Yeah, it was an impressive last 50 from Fisher, I thought.
Do you guys ever watch Tin Man stuff on Instagram? How he videotapes his TV and does like commentary over the top?
No.
Yeah, have a look at it. Have a look. It's he was saying how stoked he was for Grant to win that as he was kicking it home.
It's his first Diamond League win as well for
really?
For Grant. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's been in a few of them, hasn't he? So that's good.
Because Mitch interviewed him after the race, and even Mitch was surprised that it was his first Diamond League win.
Yeah.
It's come close a few times.
Yep. Hey, before we get on to more news, boys, how good's this for a ticket giveaway? We got a little giveaway for our community, Better Beer, who are the official beer and cider partners of the TCS Sydney Marathon, giving away 2 entries. If you want it, it's really easy. You got to head to the latest competition post on the Inside Running Podcast Instagram page. There's going to be a post made Wednesday morning when this show goes out publicly. You need to follow both Inside Running Podcast and Better Beer. You need to like the post, and you need to tag in your running mate who you want to also win a ticket for. That's it. 2 winners, 2 race entries, and your chance to be on the start line of one of the world's 7 Abbott Marathon World Majors. Entries close 11:59 Friday, the 3rd of July. So you got to jump on pretty quick. It's only open for a couple of days on Instagram. Find the post, get involved. Good luck. That's a good price. Hey, did I tell you I entered Sydney the other day? You know that Australian championship field?
Yeah. What, are you just doing it for high fives?
Yeah, I had so much fun last year. Well, we're going to be up there. We're going to do a bit of work. So I was like, I may as well run the marathon while I'm there. Take some souls in the last 10K again. You want to do it with me, Croaks? You and me. We'll go run 240 together.
No.
Come on, have some fun in life.
No, I'm having fun. Got a treadmill, got a lactate monitor, don't need anything else.
I watched the video. It doesn't look that fun. Bruce, you can get up for it, can't you, me and you, this time?
I'm going to be in Sydney. I got an entry to the race.
Moose is a 214 man, remember? He'll be on the front row.
He wasn't in the elite field this year.
I'm not going to hang out with you. I'm in the race hotel.
We could do that. Let's go there now, then the Sydney Marathon elite fields, and then we'll come back to my bit of news.
Yes.
Did you see him today?
I saw the Instagram post. Someone on there's got a good history with Canva, got some skills.
That's all ChatGPT. It looked very similar to the ones we put out when Croaks races.
Well, we got some big names come in. So we'll start with the men's international field. So Sisay Lemma, he is a 2:01:48 man. And you've probably heard of Sisay Lemma before, because I think he's the current world champion in the marathon.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
It's one
What
Boston
was Benny
before,
going
though.
on about?
No,
that's the other guy.
It's the next guy, mate.
Oh, right, yeah.
Don't blame Benny. It's his job to put this field together.
And
He's going to get that wrong.
I was umming and ahhing. I thought, I'll give Brady the road relays, given he was there.
Yeah.
and I'll give Moose the marathon stuff. But then I'm like, Brady will probably know a little bit more, or Brady will do a bit more research on the marathon fields if I give them to him.
Well, Sisay Lemma was the guy that went crazy at Boston. Remember, he went off the front, had a massive gap on him, held on, kind of ran scared for a while. He's got the grey hair.
Yeah.
I look,
He won London back in the day too, didn't he? In the green Nike singlet.
This is probably not. Well, Sydney Marathon probably wouldn't love this one, but I think his best days are probably behind him.
No, Croaks. No? Didn't he have
I reckon? What's he done recently?
Didn't he have a blinder at Valencia?
Well, he's run 2:01:48. Come on, that's pretty good.
2:01 guy.
He's only 35. Let me have a look. So there's no season's best this year.
Oh, he's represented by D Madonna, a big dog.
So he DNF'd Seoul Marathon in March. And then he DNF'd Boston last year. And he finished 25th at Valencia last year, running 2:08:58. And in
2024, 10th at Valencia. And then
he won
Boston.
He won Boston in 2024. So that's not too bad.
That's the thing with these guys trying to organise elite fields, though, isn't it? It's like he would be the top tier. Is it platinum ranking athlete? So the race needs him, but you also need someone you can say we're bringing the Boston Marathon champion. How many years ago was it?
Well, yeah, it'll be basically 2.5 years since he won a marathon.
He won Valencia in 2:01:48, 2023.
Okay.
The end of it. So that's where his PB is.
Yeah. All right. So
now we know who Sisay Lemma is anyway.
Yeah.
All right, who's the next guy, Moose?
Alphonce Simbu, who is the world champion in the marathon.
He got the dip. Remember at Tokyo?
Yeah, I do remember. I was there. I watched him run past me.
And you don't know who the world champion is, Moose.
He is.
Multiple times I saw this bloke run past me.
Even more embarrassing.
Yeah, kicked the German fella.
Yeah.
2:02:47. That's our man. And
I don't think he was German, the guy out kick though, was it?
Was he Italian?
Yeah, he was.
Was he German?
Petros.
Sorry.
Sorry, mate. I was there.
Sorry, mate. I was thinking of the long... Who's the guy that has the long hair and the sunnies?
Yeah, the Italian fella.
The Italian guy. That's what I was thinking.
Mate, I was on the ground there and you're questioning me. Don't question me on my knowledge of this stuff. Hagos Gebrselassie. Well, Hagos, I know Gebrselassie. This was a long-time track man. He's one of our favourites, isn't he?
Debuted at London, didn't he?
Did he start London and not finish? Or did he pull out before the start of London?
No, he was out there.
Moose was also in London, Croaks.
He was out
there. Because they're calling this his debut.
No.
Benny. Ooh. Benny, I don't love that, Ben.
Did he start?
Maybe he didn't start. That's the only way I'm letting him go. Benny's got some questions to answer. If he DNF'd that, we're not giving him debut.
I'll do some research while you go through the men.
Yeah, so in the men's, just quickly though, with the guys with times like 2:01, 2:02, how fast can someone go at Sydney?
No, he pulled out before the race. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's his debut.
How fast can someone run Sydney, do you think? Like a 2:01 guy in their prime, are they running 2:03?
What's the course record? It was pretty quick last year.
It was quick, yeah. Is it 2:04, 2:05?
Quicker than 2:05, I feel.
I don't think it was quicker than 2:05, no.
You got the downhill early. Like you can bank a bit of time on this course. If you're feeling good coming out of Centennial Park, you can fly home as well.
But 2:06:06.
Yeah, that hill, that Mrs. Macquarie's chair, that is a serious hill. And you if that at that point in the race, no one is running up that fast. Like I think who was it that had the record? Who the best splits up there were running like 3:02s or something. That's a really slow split for these guys that are running like 2:55s. And that's like if you're running on your line and you hit that hill at 39k mark, that'll do damage to your pace.
And like last year, it was a pretty good weather day from memory, being out on the roads.
Yeah, it was a nice day.
Yeah.
And I also feel your legs are then smashed to not be able to make that up the last 1K downhill.
I reckon 204 to 204.30 would be an incredible run at Sydney.
That would be so good. Imagine thinking back 10 years ago saying someone's going to run 204 at Sydney.
It's a race though, isn't it? It's got the New York kind of vibe.
Yeah, but
Boston.
they're fast. But if running fast is part of your race strategy, like some of these guys got no kicks. Maybe it's like, oh, well, we got to make it as fast as we can to win it. Like the Boston guy, like Sisay. That's his strategy. Go hard early.
Some quick Aussies as well, Moose.
Yep. So we got some Aussies out there. So our record holder, Andy Buchanan, is lining up. He'll be joined by Tim Vincent, Liam Buden. There's a couple. So there's 3 blokes sub 210 from Australia. That's pretty cool to see. We got Tom DeCanto, James Nipris, Michael Roger, and Fraser Darcy have been the Australians named on the elite list. So yeah, we got our fastest of all time out there. It'll be his first marathon back since, tell me, London. Last year.
Yeah.
Yep. London 2025. So that'll be a bit of a return, won't it? Be a bit of an all eyes on what sort of comeback. Not calling it a comeback, are we? It's a return. It's a return. It's not a comeback.
Well, we get to see a glimpse of it this weekend at the Gold Coast half. And the good thing about Sydney is it's a course that should suit Andy. Rolling hills.
Yeah.
It'll be a good
no
watch.
issue on that course.
Yep. Anything else? The 2 Queenslanders, those boys just love following each other around, don't they? Do they ever do a race without the other one in it?
They did World Champs together, did London together.
Yeah, they did another half over in UK where they both ran pretty quick.
That's right.
In Europe, sorry. I think it might have been in the Netherlands.
Yeah, it was what's his name's run.
Yeah. What's his name?
Yeah, medalist.
Bashir, was it Bashir Abdi?
Yeah.
They're just a package deal, those two.
Still $30,000, first Australian.
Is it?
Is it? I think so. That's what it was last year.
That's pretty nice.
Do you reckon Andy sees that this morning and goes, all right, I like my chances for 30K?
Yeah, I mean,
3 minutes quick. 3 minutes quicker than the next guy.
Yeah, the Australian record holder. You should be pretty confident going up against any Aussie in a marathon.
Yeah,
but that's like $30,000. That is not a deep field for $30,000. Like
it isn't.
No.
I know, and it kind of no offense to Tommy and Nipper, and I feel like it's in 2 categories here where you got the 3 guys taking it really serious, and then you've got the dads and the business owners and the people who run is more of a hobby than their actual job. I think we've only got 3 we've only got 3 people that do it for their job.
Yeah,
and I think even Liam still works as a lawyer. Maybe Timmy. I don't know if Timmy's full time.
Yeah,
I'll wait to get to the women's. I was surprised with the women's field. Australian
same deal,
field.
yeah. We'll talk about the women. So the Paris Chepchirchir, who has run 2:14.43. She's also Olympic gold medalist, right? Paris
current world champ, Moose.
Yeah, I knew that.
Genuine star of the sport.
Yeah, she is a headliner here. She was the one that went to Nagoya and ran off the front to claim that massive winning purse.
Yeah, that's right. 250K US, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was when Ali was pacing, and she was pacing a group, and then this Paris just took off in front. She's like, "Am I supposed to go?" But she ran amazing. She ran sub 220, crazy by herself, solo effort. She's here. She's probably the star of the weekend, I reckon. I'm calling her the star of the weekend. Irine Cheptai, 2:17.51. Vivian Cheriyuot, actually, geez. Vivian Cheriyuot is one of the all-time greats of female distance running. So she is a 2016 Olympic champ over 5K. I reckon she's won Boston before. Am I right there? She's definitely podiumed across New York, Boston, multiple races, London.
Yeah, she's won 4 Olympic medals. Because I think she got silver in the 10K that year. Let me just have a look.
Yeah, I've got here. She's won London, a couple of podiums at New York, second at London. Fourth at London. Like she's on the World Marathon Major circuit and had heaps of success. She did pull out of New York last year.
So in the 2011 World Champs, she won both the 10K and the 5K. Gold at the 2009 World Champs in the 5K. Gold at the 2015 World Champs in the 10K. So yeah, like GOAT.
Yeah. And Ben, what's her age? Got her there.
So she's 42.
42. Yeah. That's pretty cool to see.
Nickname, according to Wikipedia, Pocket Rocket.
Oh, she used to go to the arms, didn't she, on the track? She used to just hammer it home in that last lap.
In the Australian field, we have Ali Pashley, Caitlin Scott, and Rebecca Lowe. So only 3 Aussies named in the elite field. Ali, obviously, she's 2:26 runner, 22nd at the Olympics.
23rd.
23rd. Oh,
Michael Jordan's number. That's how I remember it.
yeah.
Did I tell you the story when she was in Echuca once? We went for a run and we'd run past people I know and I'd be like, hey, Faz, like this is Ali. Ali come like 23rd at the Olympics. Like, that's how I introduce her to just locals around here. And then we'd like get up to the next person and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy up here, I know him. We'll slow down and run with him for a while. And she's like, can you please not introduce me as like the person that come 23rd at the Olympics? They'd be like, hey, Jared, this is my friend Ali. She's in town visiting. She come 23rd at the Tokyo Olympics. She gets so embarrassed by it. I'm like, you just got to go with it. That's how I remember it because I told about 37 people that morning we were jogging around Echuca, Moama.
That would be real painful. Although, if I came to 23rd at the Olympics, I would be the one introducing myself as that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Ali. I come 23rd at the Olympics.
Anyway.
So she'll go up against Caitlin Scott. And Caitlin, she is coming off Melbourne Marathon victory.
2:30 at Melbourne Marathon, yes.
She's coming off a 31:38 10K.
Yeah. But we all know 10Ks aren't really that, like, relative to the marathon.
No, but it's more...
Is that what you told Ali this morning when you saw this list?
I've done a full-on Caitlin bashing course with Ali. I said, she's actually no good. You smash her every time. You've beaten her this. No, we haven't talked about... Caitlin's good. She was my one to watch back in, like, 2004 or something. But she's an unknown because that 10K, you're right, it come out of nowhere. Well, it didn't come out of nowhere, but it was a massive jump for her. And I think running 2:30 at Melbourne was a good run, but is it a high up at Sydney Marathon run? Well, we're gonna find out this weekend, fellas. The Gold Coast half is going to show a few, be a form guide, I think, because we've got a few ladies in there. We'll do that review later, but it'll be Caitlin and going up against Ali as well as others there. I'm not sure if Rebecca Lowe, who is also a 2:30 runner like Caitlin, I'm not sure if she's in this half on the Gold Coast.
I'll have a look. I'll try and find the half marathon elite fields.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
And it pays down to 5th as well.
Sydney
so
does,
there's going to be, so there's going to be people from, we've got the 3 women there on the elites, but people from the Australian Championship or the high performance program. 4th place is 5,000 and 5th place is 2,500.
Well, they could come through easily, and all it takes is one of these ladies to have a bad day. You could get the winner come from that field.
She's in there, Moose, Rebecca Lowe for the half.
Gee, there's a race within a race this weekend, I reckon.
Her PB is 74.22 from last year's Sunshine Coast half.
Yeah, you're still a while out to tell though, aren't you? But yeah, Caitlin's 10K equates to 2:24.28.
Yeah. That's good.
But we need to see the half data coming out of Sunday. Like if she goes out there and runs 69 flat, you go, okay, that's very equivalent to what you've run for 10K.
Yeah.
Which really, like, if conditions are good, the fact that she's run 31:40 or whatever, she should be running 69 something.
Should be at that pace going out anyway. That'll feel quite comfortable off that 10K.
So I guess, like, have we not got enough people to go around?
Well,
like Jess out of action, Leanne out of action.
We got
Jen
Jen Lacars. We
Gregson.
haven't seen. Oh yeah, Jen Gregson. Haven't seen where she's
she'll
at.
pop up.
Sinead. We haven't seen Sinead on a list here.
Izzy will
Izzy's
be on
not
a list
I
somewhere
was
else.
sure Izzy was going to be on this list.
Oh, I said this to Andy last year. I'm like, you are ASIC's number one man. Why not win the number one race in Australia that's an ASIC's race? I just do not get why ASIC's big dogs do not run at the Sydney Marathon.
Oh, yeah. To give up the Sydney Marathon, there must be something else really attractive for you.
Must be huge coin. Like, because that's 30 grand first, not even taking into account appearance fees.
Have you seen their run house setup? I don't think those two are struggling for.
You reckon she's not getting out of bed for 50K? She must be going somewhere else. Maybe.
I was expecting to see her name. Like, I was adamant I would see her name on this.
Same.
Do you think maybe it's all focused on nailing Valencia, which would probably be inside the Olympic qualification period?
Yeah, but couldn't Izzy run 2:28 and win 30 grand? And then, because Jess did Sydney Valencia last year.
Went pretty well for Jess.
Doing the end of August, December marathon is doable. But maybe Izzy's like, hey, I just, rather than doing this just for cash, I'm all in on trying to make this Olympic team. And if I can absolutely have a really good prep for Valencia and nail Valencia, then that may get me on the Olympic team, and I may break the Australian record at Valencia as well.
Yeah, I don't think she is concerned about not making the Olympic team.
Yeah, I think she's nearly the lock-in out of.
Yeah, we're not looking at the same type of selection heat like we were for Paris. Like we've lost Eloise, we've lost Sinead from that sort of low 220 area. You could argue that like Ali hasn't put one on the board up there either. Who is coming through to take those spots? If it's Izzy, and then
I'd probably say like if Leanne is back running, if Leanne can get healthy or healthy enough to be able to compete, I would definitely put her as a spot for the Olympics, just based on what we saw at Sydney last year and her trajectory.
And Stenson, so she'll have her child. Was it September due date? I think it was just before.
Who interviewed her?
I think it was September. And so that we know she can turn it around. She can go from having baby to running Australian records fairly quickly.
And whatever the criteria is, like she's just got to hit the minimum and she's on the team.
Well,
like what she did at Paris, she got the Australian record. Like Com Games, we've seen this. Like whatever the
history of being favoured by the selectors. Obviously, she got in quite rightly. Like in retrospect,
yeah, they made the right decision, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, geez, we're already talking about selection for the Olympics.
We've got this question for the mailbag again, Croak. Somebody else wrote in there like, who's your team for LA Marathon? I'm like, we answer this every time we do an episode.
I do see your point though, that like it must be really hard to knock back the chance to go and pick up 30 grand.
Do you reckon she's a late entry after she sees this?
Man, 30 at least, considering that it is an ASICS event and it's a world major. Like you'd think that if you're winning that 30, you're probably in the top 10 as well. Like you're probably earning world major prize money on top of that, as well as the appearance money, considering how good you are. So, geez, it's a fair day. Like, what's up her sleeve, boys? It makes me really interested in what has she got planned.
Well, Valencia doesn't pay that well. Like a lot of them say in their interviews, they're like, no, I go to Valencia to get the time, not to earn money.
Those guys have a Woodway treadmill. They don't need any.
Not an issue. Maybe that's it. She's like, boys, I do it for the love of the sport. She's going to be so pissed off listening to this.
They're not waiting. They're not waiting for the sauna to be built.
No, no, that's in.
All right. So that's something to get excited about. Watch the Gold Coast results and then make some more judgments after that. I will quickly go through these road relay results. This was Saturday. I spoke about it earlier in the show. 7.4K. That was actually 7.2K. 6 legs for the men. Bendigo boys pulled off one of the biggest upsets you're ever going to see in XCR history, Moose. You're a scholar, historian of XCR. You would have loved to see this happen. 2:10:30 beat Sandringham by 2:11.06. I actually thought that gap was a bit bigger. I thought I was like a minute up the road, but I was only 36 seconds up the road. Western A's third, 2:11.29. Andy Buchanan ran the fastest time of the day, 20:46. Tom Bowers was second, and Nath Stote with 20:52.
That's pretty close. Was Andy tempo?
He ran with the pack for the first K, and then ran a 2:43, and Bucks went with him, and then Bucks blew massively on the second lap, got caught by a whole lot of people. But yeah, he did tell me that. He's like, nah, I've got to race Gold Coast half, so I wanted to take this a bit easier. And then I'm sitting there going, mate, I've got to run the last leg. Don't tell me you took it easy. I'm like, your extra 30 seconds you could have come in handy a bit later on if I need it. But anyway, hey, I think we've got some enemies as well. There was a bit of like lip getting thrown around at the presentations. And I had to check in with Andy. I'm like, hey, what's going on here? And he's like, nah, you boys on the podcast started this. And I'm like, us? I'm like, I don't even know what this lip's happening for.
You got lip thrown at you while you were running?
No, there was like just at the presentations, people were saying like, oh yeah, we need to get the checkbooks out, Sandringham boys. We need to recruit harder so we can win these things. And it was weird like lip banter that I had to check in with Andy because I didn't, when banter's sometimes that bad that you don't know it's banter. And I was like, what's happening here? Like, what's going on? So, yeah, had to check in. And then, supposedly you're being teeing off on a Moose talking about all this payment stuff and how they're poaching all these runners. And
didn't we get a DM today? Kind of.
Yeah. That was off the record DM, the person I asked for. Yeah, right. I just said.
Don't include me in this beef, though. I'm totally out of XCR. Like, I'm not part of this at all.
It's great to have beef in XCR.
Beef's great.
I fucking love XCR beef. Back in the day, it was like we had this championship against Box Hill and we'd run around and stare at them and it was just so close.
Yeah.
And Melbourne, Melbourne Uni for a while, bunch of nerds, those blokes, just running around like, I feel like it's quite healthy for the sport of cross country when there is rivalry. Yeah. Anyway, some people don't like it. Some people like to be everyone's best friend.
The rivalry is always linked to people paying for people's memberships.
Well, no one likes that, do they?
I know. But then also people move in clubs.
Also don't like that.
I think because Sandringham, have Sandringham ever been on your radar the last 20 years in XCR?
I don't know how did they get to Div 1? Were they up from last year?
Well, I think they did. I think Bendigo did this back in the day as well, where you go from like Div 4 to Div 2 and then you win Div 2. So I think they've done a bit of that. But anyway, they've gone from like, I didn't know they existed to like, they're pretty much unbeatable. And like Logan Janetsky runs for them now. And like Lockie Morehouse. Like people are leaving Div 1 teams to run for Div 1 teams. And their depth is just like incredible. They pretty much had their B team on the weekend. And they still nearly beat us.
It makes a championship like Western A's even sweeter, I reckon. Yeah, when you've got like the juniors coming through the run for the same club and you got the same core bunch of blokes who roll through and like do it the hard way.
I legit got DMs being like, thank you for beating them on the weekend from other like people in other clubs.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't this was round 5 and I've only just joined, but there's
flick them through. I want to read them.
Yeah, I will. The women, Box Hill got the win there, 2:06.42. Western A's was second in 2:07.28. Sandringham, third, 2:12.54. Ali Brooks was the fastest with 24:03. Amy Cashin, our steeplechaser boys. Good to see her down there in the flesh. Like probably the biggest, her and Andy, biggest 2 stars getting around XCR, 24:27. Zoe Woods and Caitlin McQuilkie Bell were equal third fastest, 24:32.
Have you just on that though? Have you seen the women's Westerns team be up that high before?
I think they're having a good season.
Yeah, I can't remember calling them into that sort of top echelon.
They'll update the ladders in about a week, and we'll be able to see where they sit after round 5.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing that though.
Strong culture. Actually, there was a Western's Divi 1 Premier Division lady who said she loves the podcast at the end. I was catching my breath and she said, hey, love your podcast. It's the only podcast I subscribe to. I said, yeah, awesome. And I said, and I'm your favorite host. And she said, for sure. I said, perfect. Thank you.
I love Western Athletics, don't I? So that's definitely not true because she can tell I'm a big fan. I'm the number one fan of Western A's.
Yeah, just blue collar. You run in a club that's in, you can't be the number one fan when you're actually a club member.
Yeah, we have Div 2. So I can actually be a spectator of Div 1 and I can get behind a club and I'm behind Western A's to come from behind this season.
Oh, I would love it too, actually. They're the only ones that can beat Sandringham. So I'm like, hey, whatever we can do to help, we will.
Let's pay for Croaks to run for him. Just a bit of like evening up within the payment scheme within AV.
I'll return my Bendigo bat singlet and get a Western A's one.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll bring you down, Croaks.
He's coming down for Calder Park.
Do you reckon they'd let you in though? I'm not sure you'd fit in with them. They're a bit too good of a bunch of blokes for you.
They're good guys. Jack Anstey also overseas on the weekend, boys. He ran a 3:33.36 at Zagreb to finish 7th. It's crazy because, like, you feel for guys like Jack. That's the 10th fastest Aussie of all time. And there's so much else happening in the running world that you're like, sorry that you got to compete with Cam Myers and Sarah Billings and Jess Hull and the Bendigo Bats.
Unbelievable.
I saw today, there's a stat that he's basically PB'd every year for the last, I don't know how many years. And he just sort of just keeps like toiling away and just slowly getting closer.
You throw him in a diamond league though, and that might be another second. Like he's always running these, like that's a continental gold meet, I reckon. But he's always his tier down events.
We look at Adam Spencer. Adam Spencer had that massive breakthrough by being put into a diamond league at the last minute and ran like 3:31. Yep.
Hey, thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration, chances are you're gearing up for a race yourself, but how dialed in is your race nutrition? Visit Precision Fuel and Hydration for a free online planner and get your numbers today. Talking point of the week, boys. I've got 2. I'll save one for next week because it's been a long show. But Gold Coast Marathon this week, elite fields. So they kind of did the opposite that Sydney did. They gave it to us like 10 days out. Sydney have gone like 8 weeks out. I look at the men's field. I was at work the other day, lunchtime, open Instagram as you do. And I look at the men's field and I'm like, and I know that I know that Jack Rayner and Isaac Hayne are scratches. But the only Aussie in the elite field is Haftu Strintos, which gets me excited. But then I looked at the rest of the names and I'm like, I don't really recognize anyone else on this elite field. And I'm a fan of distance running. Been doing this for 452 continuous weeks. So then how does the general punter feel who's just want to, pay attention to racing at the Gold Coast? And is that our fault that we don't tell the stories enough or research enough or help build hype? Or is it just the lack of storytelling around these people or do you know what I mean? Did you guys look at it? I was like, oh, I'm kind of glad I'm not going to the Gold Coast because other than have to, I'm not going to miss anything in that marathon. And the women, so we had 7 Australian women in the women's elite field. Or is there just not enough people to go around? I legit would, I'd love to see Ned Brockman there, and I'd be more interested to see how he goes over a marathon than these random 204 to 210 guys that I know nothing about. And why do we know nothing about 204 to 210 guys? Because they're amazing performances.
Well, because there's 1,000 of them.
They're a dime a dozen.
So then why? So the racer's got to bring them out to keep their label?
Well, Gold Coast doesn't have a label, but they still need.
I thought they still had a label.
No,
I think they'd still have a label.
I think Melbourne dropped their label, and it was just like, hey, just let Aussies win this.
Oh, so okay. I think Gold Coast dropped their gold label.
So then, and Gold Coast is going to sell out regardless. So I don't think Gold Coast needs to be a label event to sell out. So if people like me don't get excited about your elite fields, why bring them? Or is it just shit storytelling?
I don't think you're fighting the right battle here. You're arguing that we shouldn't have good runners at our races.
No, I'm arguing that I want to know more about it so I can get excited. And is there a problem with our sport, this disconnect?
Well,
and
there's
if
always
I can't
been
get excited.
The storytelling problem or the lack of storytelling's existed forever. But you're right, 10 days before, and you're going to announce fields and not include any real bio on any of them. Like, they're going to run past me on Sunday and I won't know who is who. And I won't understand, like, yeah, they've got bibs on, but, and I might know their different names, but I don't actually know them. Like, who am I cheering on there? Like, it's who.
You'll have to you're cheering on.
I'm cheering, of course I'm cheering, have to on, but the rest of them, there should be the races should tell their story through the media, like through their own channels to build it up a little bit. And they keep their label. I think they're a label race. That's what they're called, actually.
Yeah, well, that's a different conversation, I guess. I probably shouldn't have brought that up, but like, what value does being a label race provide? Like, is that why they get the influx of like Japanese people? They want to run in a label race?
Yeah, I'm not
tourism
sure.
grants.
Maybe it's
like,
points. It could be points for athletes, like ranking points.
Yeah. Ryan would be good too. Like, we've had him on the show. He's great at telling us all this stuff.
He would be all over it. He'd be able to tell us for sure.
But I was thinking maybe it's our risk. Like, maybe it's we're dropping the ball. Like, how we just promote that Sydney field, talking about all these Aussies going head to head and this happens and who's going to get picked for the team and where's Izzy. Like, should we be doing that for these 204 guys?
Yeah, we should probably know. We need to know ahead of time, don't we? Like, we could do that for Sydney now. Like, we could do the profile.
We kind of just did.
Yeah.
Talked about sitting in the stands watching Sisay Lemma not even being there.
But then, we stuff it up. Like, Moose didn't even know who the current world champion was.
No, that was just a little mistake. He's tied on a
Petros.
That's not Petros. He missed the dip. Well, yeah, but that's kind of the point as well. I'm like, how do we make running more accessible and people fans of the sport, not just participating in our sport? Anyway, it was just my talking point of the week. Let me know, Patreon supporters. Comment on this post.
I think we've had this conversation 25
Yeah, we've
times.
Definitely had it before. I think
well, hang on. That's the least hyped I've ever been for a Gold Coast men's field. Like, I looked at that and I was like, meh. Oh, at least have to's there. But I'm like, and if Jack and Isaac were there, it would have been way more hyped. Like, that hurt him.
I feel like the marathon world, though, is completely different to track because there just seems to be so much depth. Like, the amount of runners in the world now that can break 2:10 for a marathon, it's huge. And I think it is very hard then to tell all of their stories.
Yeah.
It's like, so Brady, let's say the 2.7 guy that shows up at Gold Coast. He's the 600th rank marathon runner, because there's been 600 guys run faster than him over the last year. That's kind of like if you go to the footy and the guy sitting on the bench who's played 3 games and has been in and out the team the last 2 years, you go, why don't I know that guy's full story? And look, you probably do know a bit of it, but that's the kind of level of athlete that are running here, like on the running stage. So good point. So he comes across as the 5th ranked person at this race, but is really the 600th guy in the world. Yeah. He's not like Gary Ablett Jr. He's not like Joel Selwood or
not a Nick Day. I mentored Joel Selwood when he was a kid. Ever tell you that story? He was a year below me at school. Anyway, save that for another episode. Yeah, good point you made. But yeah, and that's why, like I said, Brockman, like, you know who Brockman is. You're like, you know a bit about him. So you're like, I'd be excited to see him in there. Can he break 2:30?
Gee, your tune's changed a bit there.
I know.
You were the one slamming him for being on the elite list.
That wasn't me, was it?
Launceston.
Sydney. He's doing Sydney, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think that's his next marathon.
All right. We'll see him there on the roads. Moose on the loose.
Yeah, well, this isn't a moose on the loose. This is just...
Moose's question of the week.
I've got a question for you boys, because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. And
I can see why.
It's playing on my mind a bit. My question to you is, if you look back on your career, would you rather have a glorious 2 or 3 years where you were just running PBs that you never thought you could and maybe even competing in an Australian singlet? Or would you rather have a 15-year career that's pretty good, but you never hit the straps like you thought you would? What do you reckon?
Do you get to run pain-free for the other? Like, say you take the 2 or 3 years.
Let's say you don't get injured the other 15 years. Let's say you don't get injured and you're consistently training. You don't miss more than 3 months at a time.
But the one who's had the great 2 or 3 years gets injured all the time and can't enjoy like long runs and stuff.
Has a shit 10 years around that.
Ooh.
Has a shit.
That frames it differently. Yeah. The PBs stay with you for life though, don't they?
The glory remains.
You pretty much ask them, would you rather be me or you in this situation? That is exactly what you're asking.
I actually didn't think about it until
when you were reading it, I'm like, yeah, I've had some okay results, but like you had the amazing results.
Croaks, let's put it in your hands here. Would you rather have Brady's career? And keep in mind, Brady's probably going to do this for another 5 years, and I'm never going to do it again. Or would you have
Croaks is I think it depends if you're a PB guy or a life experience guy.
Yeah, so I think I would really struggle with being the person that like knocked it out of the park for 3 years, and then you're trying to always, I don't know, get that feeling again, and you always feel like you're then chasing, and it never feels the way that it did when you were killing it. So then you start to sort of not be depressed, but you're just like, oh, this isn't much fun. Whereas if you're enjoying running for that 15 years and you're not injured and you're toiling away, there's always that maybe next year's my year. Maybe all of that work will
keeps you come
to fruition. But when you're done and dusted and you can't run anymore and you're 70, then you wish you're probably the guy that knocked it out of the park for 3 years because you can
tell everyone you're a 214 guy.
Fuck, I live on that, boys. Yeah. I eat off that every day.
But I also am the type of person that I love running for the sake of running and how it makes me feel. Like, you know, as you said, Brady, watching that video of me on the treadmill, you're like, God, that looks terrible. I'll tell you what, I get off every single day and go, felt great today.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to add the bit in about like, do you still have pain-free running?
Yeah.
Like being able to just go for I'll probably do 30K on Sunday. I feel like you're at the stage now where you're like, geez, I'd take a 30K pain-free run. Or like, I don't know, a 225 at Boston. Like that's a pretty shitty result for me. But I'm like, I reckon you'd be like, geez, I'd take a 225 at Boston and being over there.
I would definitely take that.
Yeah. But would you take it at the sacrifice of just being a 219 guy? But you get to get a couple of you get to get a 225 at Boston. You get to go do a Chicago 220.
No, I'm real comfortable sitting where I am.
Maybe you can get a 219 at Ballarat, get a second place.
We're
only really talking marathons here, aren't we?
Yeah, well, that's the only thing anyone cares about.
Yeah.
No one cares.
See, I'm still living on the hope that I might snag one.
I think you still will. I think we could have this conversation in a year and you say, well, I did it both. I got the fucking knockout of the park and I got the 15-year career.
It's the hope that keeps me alive though too. Like it gives me a bit of all right, can I structure my life a bit more like Croaks and run like a 217?
Yeah, you should be able to. You're way richer than him.
That's not true. I'm younger. I haven't had the time to accumulate the finances, the wealth. Yeah.
I just keep reminding myself of the time when I was the fastest marathoner on this show. Yeah. There was a time. It was
a year.
It was about a year.
No, it was
probably
less.
6
you
months.
got him in
6 months.
Yeah.
You went 16.
Yeah. But then I look at it, if you told me back when I was 22 that I'd run 217 for a marathon, I would have taken it. Like I would have taken, when I was 22, I would have probably taken a sub 30 10K, like never actually thought I would do that sort of stuff when you're building up. Yeah,
we need to spend more time talking about 5 and 10Ks on this show, half marathons. You ran sub 30, didn't you? You went under. Got
Couple
a
of times.
29.58 or something, didn't you?
Couple of times. Yeah, 29.55 2 times.
Is it on your World Athletics profile?
Fucking
Had
should
super
be.
shoes on. Super
Gotta
shoes
be.
on the track.
So Coffin boys can't answer.
Listener question, Croaks. Bring the show home.
All right. Which one do you guys want?
The quicker one, please.
Oh, I don't know. All right. Morning versus evening races. How do you perform well at night?
Hard for blue collar operators who are used to going in the morning.
I love running at night. I found like there's the adrenaline of being under lights at night, and I don't know.
When is the last time you've raced at night? If this person's a dad, it's a different world though. Like when we used to do it when we were 25.
Yeah, true.
It's different now.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to bed at 9 p.m.
Probably. I can't relate to it these days, but I remember I used to love night races because you would think about it all day and you would get like, I would build off that. My heart rate's better at night. Like I feel warmed up. Felt like I've had the day to get loose and yeah, I don't know. Just loved it. Never had trouble getting up for night races.
You do have to manage like your eating throughout the day because you've had like full meals and stuff. Like I always used to just like snack the whole day. I wouldn't have like a structured lunch. It'd be like toast with jam on it here and some lollies and some rice crackers or whatever. Like have to time those things a bit differently and you figure it out as you go. And then like you talk about Gold Coast this week, like they start at like 6:15. So that's another, like how do you perform at a 6 a.m. start time is completely different again. What time you're getting up, how early. Like I always jump straight in the shower, just trying to wake my body up for those super early ones. Croaks, you would have done a bit of both.
I much prefer night. Well, now I would prefer afternoon, evening races. Like not 9:30 at night, but like a 7 o'clock race at night, as long as it's not too hot, I'd be pretty good. Just because my body does take a lot longer to warm up now. So like those super early morning starts are pretty rough. But I do the same thing as you, Brady. I jump in the shower to sort of warm up a bit. I think the good thing about the morning races is you don't have as much time to think about it. Yeah, you might lose a bit of a sleep, but you get up, the race is done. Whereas if you've got a race at 8 o'clock, you can actually use a lot of your mental batteries by actually like stressing too much all day about it. And you get to the race and you're completely like frazzled. So I used to always try and do as little as possible, watch movies, that sort of thing. Without Limits, Prefontaine movie was always my go-to when I was a track runner running at night. But I find from a diet point of view, if it's a late enough race, I definitely have a normal lunch, but I then make sure that I have, a high carb sort of snack a couple of hours out, and then I find caffeine always works well as well for like night races, or actually any race.
It's like the more like you get the routine though. Like you might not nail it the first time, but once you've done it a couple of times, you'll figure it out pretty quick.
Yeah. Downside of night races is you don't sleep afterwards.
Yeah, especially if you've had caffeine.
Awful.
Yeah.
I remember one Zatopek I did, like the Thursday night Zatopek, just did not sleep the whole night, just went to school the next day. Zero sleep. Wouldn't have taught well that day, boys.
But I have the same issue now. If I go and do a pretty solid track session at night and we warm up at 5:30, start the session at 6 o'clock, work pretty hard, get home at 7:30, I struggle to sleep those nights as well.
That was the listener question. Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration. Visit precisionhydration.com and use the code IRP2026 for 15% off your first order. What's coming up? We've got Prefontaine Classic. Daniel Williams is running the 800, Kai Robinson 2 mile, Ollie Hoare mile, women's 1500. So this is on the Friday. This is like the pre-meet, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Ollie Hoare's in the second kind of heat of the mile, which is the day before. We're waiting on the field to see if there's any women in the 1500 meter the day before. Then on the Saturday, the main dance, which is 6 to 8 a.m. our time Sunday. So how good's this? You could watch pre-classic Australian time Saturday Arvo, after you watch Gold Coast in the morning, then you watch Gold Coast Sunday morning, and then this at the same time. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. I got two screens going. Jess Hull is in the mile, Faith Kipligat and Georgia Hunter Bell, Nikki Hiltz in the men's, which is the Bowman mile. Cam is in there, our new record holder. Cole Hocker, Jared Nagoose, Laros, and the two Chariots, Ronald and Timothy, isn't it, Croaks?
Yep.
Cam Myers going to win it?
I would like. It would be amazing to see a Nike athlete being Cam. Like most of them are Nike athletes, but like Cam winning the Bowman Mile, like it's a pretty iconic event, and he's already knocked off a few. You know, he's won the Wanamaker Mile, so he's got a pretty good record over in the US. I think based on his 3:28, he now has to go in as favourite as long as tactically he's on.
If Cole Hocker's whipping with 50 metres to go, can he outkick Cole Hocker?
I think I think he has to run. I think he can run the sting out of Hocker's legs.
He'll need to. It
needs to be fast. It needs to be fast.
Yeah. Haven't seen Hocker for a while. Kitching's in the 800, and then the women's 2 mile. We're waiting on the results. Start list there. Gold Coast Marathon's on. Doing a fun thing here, boys. I want you to pick someone for the half marathon, because these fields are like, this is what we get excited about, Gold Coast half marathon. So, Croaks, in the women's, you've got Izzy Bat-Doyle. Moose, we've got everyone else. We take the field.
Yeah.
Ready to argue some people? Croaks, give me a couple of reasons why Izzy Bat-Doyle is going to win this.
All right. Well, Izzy has a PB that's close to 2 minutes faster than all the other Aussie girls. She's also the Australian 10K road record holder, so can win if it's a slower tactical race. And also, she's just super consistent. So I looked up some stats today. She hasn't run slower than 69 minutes. So she hasn't run slower than 69 flat for almost 2 years now in the half marathon. And of all the Aussie girls that are on the start list, Sinead's the only one that has a PB faster than that. And that was over 6 years ago. So the fact that Izzy's run a heap of these half marathons under 69 minutes in the last 2 years, and most of the rest of the field haven't even gone that fast ever.
Yeah, hard to argue that.
You remember? I remember I was there on the day, running along, coming down past the water at Gold Coast Marathon, running next to Ali. Up ahead was Leanne, thought Izzy Bat-Doyle would have been around here today. So there is history in that race of Izzy Bat-Doyle getting dusted by Australian runners that she probably should have been beating at the time. So it doesn't always fall your way, Croaks. It's not always on paper what should be happening.
But I'm just arguing why she's a pretty good chance.
And I'm arguing why, hey, I've seen it happen where it's not a lock like Brady seems to think it is. There's always a puncher's chance. I'm on your side here.
I'm arguing with you.
You gave the field.
You've not done a very good job of it though, Brady.
I haven't even started. Don't judge me yet, because what you're talking about, Croaks, is PBs. So you're banging on about Izzy 67.
No, sorry. I'm talking about what she's done in the last 2 years as well. Racked up multiple half marathons faster than all the other girls' PBs.
Well, let's go to a recent race, 68:46.
Yeah, who's run faster than that out of all the other girls?
68:46. I'm just going with you're only as good as your last race.
Which is faster than all the other girls' PB.
Yeah, by 4 seconds, Sinead Diver.
You got Caitlin.
I've got Caitlin at 69
Scott
low.
Coming up. Yeah. You're going off PB. She hasn't even run a half, I don't think.
Yeah, she has.
No, I don't know about it though. So not in the new Caitlin Scott vein. We haven't seen
69 low.
We haven't seen Caitlin Scott run a half.
Breathing space, Croaks.
Right,
Don't sleep on this
next
the Australians, but chuck in Georgie Greggy.
Ooh, that's New Zealand though.
Yeah, we can chuck in the Japanese as well. Hallie Pashley's returning the shape. She's got that marathon strength, and now she's cut down with some faster stuff moves. She's got a sauna.
She doesn't have a sauna yet.
Oh, doesn't she?
She's got strong quads after a few heels.
And Jan Gregson, what about her result at Ballarat? She ran 70 in the win that day. Very impressive run. You're telling me that's not worth a 68:40?
She is
Yeah, I'm saying it's not worth a 68.40.
She is a proper baller.
Hometown half marathon.
Doesn't get beaten very often.
Super competitive.
All right, we'll find out next week, won't we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to be right. All right, the men's, we've got one each for this one. I'll take Andy Buchanan. Croaks, you take your boy Ed Marks making his debut. And Moose, you can have Brett Robinson.
You mean I'll have the fastest guy outside of one other to ever run a half marathon for Australia? You mean I get him? I get to talk about that guy?
Same guy that pulled out last year.
It's not about PBs, mate, remember?
You're talking...
Can't have it both ways.
You gifted me the second best Australian half marathoner of all time. You just gifted it to me for this. You have looked after me here. This is a guy
who's in shape too. He's
won
it a couple of times before.
Marathoner as well. Yep, won it before. And, class doesn't go away. Class is there forever. So, yeah, come at me now.
Not my guy to argue, but also pretty impressive result at Launceston.
Yeah, he's got
the only guy that could hang with have to. Form going in. Andy, though, different league at the Gold Coast. Like the Brett of old would win Gold Coast, but the Andy of new has won it the last 2 years. He can get dropped at the 19K mark and still come back and win it. This guy knows the tangents up at the Gold Coast better than anyone, finds the line. If anyone, if Brett drops him, if Ed Marks drops him, you know what they're both thinking with a couple of K to go? Andy's running over the top of me.
Yeah, but he did run over the top of Logan Janetsky a few weeks back. At his home cross-country course, Croaks, got dusted by Logan Janetsky. Now, that's not a bloke I'm putting my money on going into a half marathon.
Logan Janetsky's a decent runner.
I'm not saying he's not, but he put 15 seconds into him too, or more, was it?
He was crook. He dusted everyone at the Calder Park on the weekend.
Calder Park, no one showed up to Calder Park. No one ran that. It was a B team. Sandringham had their B team in.
All right, boys, can we talk about the guy who's been on everybody's lips this last few months? The guy who has only lost one race this year, and that was World Cross.
Oh, yeah.
World Cross. That's the only race he's lost.
How many times he raced, mate?
A few. So he went over to the US.
He come 25th. It's not like he comes second at World Cross. The way you've spun that is very smart.
He was in the B 10,000 meter race. Brett Robinson was in the A race. Had the opportunity to be towed around. Ed Marks won that B race in a faster time than Brett. Do you know what this weekend is going to be like? It's going to be like 2018 when Jack Rayner burst onto the scene, won the Launceston 10K, came out, won the Gold Coast half when people didn't expect him to, ran away from the Japanese. And then that same year won the Commonwealth Games half marathon championships. Similar age, both strong runners. Ed's cross country, although he's more of a 10K runner, he's good at cross country, which indicates he's got good strength, which will serve him well over the half marathon.
Fuck, you've talked up a bloke who's never run a half marathon before.
Well, Jack Rayner had never run a half marathon that 2018 either. And look what happened.
I can see this going two ways, though, Croaks. He gets to 15K and he goes, shit, this is a long way, and he drops off. Or he gets to 15K and he goes, this is way too easy. I'm now going to drop everyone in the last 6K.
Yeah. It's like the men's half marathon for me is the race of the weekend. I can't wait to watch that one. Might even get up early to watch it.
Oh,
you won't get up early.
He won't get up.
Are you kidding?
There we go. That was our preview.
The Socceroos are playing too, aren't they? At like 5 a.m.
Is there any? Yeah, it could be. It's going to be a great weekend for sport. Is there any roughies? Like anyone? I think
Georgia Grigich is a roughie.
I gave her a shout out. She could be easy. She's in our field category.
Caitlin Scott, roughie.
And we've already anyone we haven't previewed.
No, but I know we were just talking.
In the men.
Let me have a look here.
We were talking shit. Of course we were. Ed Goddard, no. Sam Clifford, not yet. Timmy Vincent.
Tim Vincent
Liam
could be a
Buden,
roughie.
61-20 guys these are.
Two
And we do have there are
again.
other Japanese guys. There's like 4 Japanese guys who have broken 61. So the first Aussie might come 5th or 6th. But is it safe to say that, like, I feel like the Japanese athletes, we never see them close to their PBs here. They seem to be always thereabouts, but they never win.
Yeah, they never seem to have that kick, do
Yeah,
they?
like we have a history of like Aussies, like as you said, Jack, Andy, Brett. I feel like our boys dust them up more often than not. Going to be exciting. That is the show, boys. Fun one, long one. Better Be competition goes live Wednesday, so keep an eye out on that if you want to run Sydney Marathon. We will, just got to tag a runner, mate. Follow both accounts. We will have some more details about Sydney Marathon live shows. One on the Friday, one on the Sunday in the next coming weeks too. Pretty short on tickets, so yeah, you'll have to be a Patreon supporter. They probably won't go publicly at all. What's going up in your life, Croaks? What do you got coming up?
Just training last week of school before the kids will be home, and so I'll be on daddy daycare duties for 2 weeks after this week.
Oh yeah, we started that today. Had the kids paint the shed today, day one. What are you doing, Moose?
Going to the Gold Coast, mate.
Oh yeah, when do you go up?
Late Wednesday night. Staying in Broadbeach.
Oh yeah, that's nice there.
Yeah, well, it's all right. It's Gold Coast. Nothing's nice on the Gold Coast.
Did you want me? Yeah, I was going to say, did you want me to put Moose on the loose already in next week's agenda? How crap the Gold Coast is.
They got a good marathon event though.
They do. All right, can't wait. When do you come back? You'll be back from Monday night?
Yeah, late Sunday night. So I'm there. I'm going to be revved up, be able to do the eyewitness account, just like the World Champs marathon finish.
All right, boys. Have a good week. See you next week.
See ya.
Thanks to Precision Fuel and Hydration for sponsoring this episode. Precision Fuel and Hydration is the answer to fuel your next marathon. Their free online planner helps you nail your sodium and carb intake so you don't fade when it matters most. Visit precisionhydration.com, and while you're there, place your first order and get 15% off when you use the code IRP2026.
Just show love to everyone you meet. Doesn't matter if it don't come back. On the